participate in classes like that. I think that a lot of people just got the thought of personal development, set in the back of their mind, or put off into the closet somewhere where like, hey, I've gone as far as I can go, and it's just not true. To be a successful leader, you got to continue to better yourself. And me being a person that's a certified trainer, certified coach, even in that, I have a responsibility to have CEU hours, which is a continuing education unit. So like, if I don't do that, I'm just going to stay at the level, where I am. Well, good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? Even financially, whatever you got today ain't going to be worth what is weight in gold next year or the year after that. So it's the same thing with your knowledge base. As far as communication is concerned, even if you don't take a class like this, there's no excuse for us, especially if you're a leader and you're in a relationship. That means that you're not going through this life or your business alone. So if you care about being successful in your communication with the people that you have to deal with on a daily basis, then you'll want to know this information. You'll want to be patient. You'll want to know the best way to motivate them, to inspire them, to serve them, all of those things. Most importantly, how to interact with them. And I think it's all rooted in patience. I think it's all rooted in, a willingness. I believe is all rooted in the willingness, to be vulnerable with yourself. A lot of times being in a leadership position is very tough and difficult to be vulnerable. People want to see you. Leaders go cry in the car, go cry in the office. They can bring it home to their spouse. They don't really let their subordinates see the human side of them. And sometimes, I say a lot of times, that's a huge fail, because black women say it a lot. They say people think that they can take a lot. Now, granted, I know that some of that connotation came from, slavery times, but today, if you got a lot of people saying, that I'm super strong, I can handle this, I should be able to handle this, I should be able to do all this other stuff, then you can't be upset when people put you to the test, or life push you to the test. And so being vulnerable enough, not completely vulnerable enough to where people understand that you are human, you have wants, you have needs, you have triggers, you have ways you want to be communicated to that's going to make you perform at a high level. And then you being willing to reciprocate that with the people you deal with can take you to a whole nother level. But the problem is, you have to have an open mind, and you have to have an open mind, period. But you definitely got to go or have an open mind going to like some type of classes and stuff like that. A lot of people don't. That's just it. A lot of people don't. A lot of people are like, hey, I'm where I am. This is who I am. This is how I am. Everybody's going to have to figure it out when they deal with me. They say, ask the Dr. Phil question. How's that been working out for you? And we live, as I always talk about, that lottery ticket lifestyle where it's worked out for a small amount of people. And then, so that should be enough for everybody else to go and try that same thing and fail miserably. If Jay-Z conducts himself like that, that don't mean that I can do it. I'm not him. And we don't know how we know if that don't hurt him. But he can get away with that. So at the end of the day, we're not, he's one of one. And so there's a whole lot of other individuals that, deal in this life a certain way, but they do it successfully. And I bet you, if they are doing it successfully, they have an open mind to communicating. They probably took trainings like I took, or they're just, very open-minded and open-hearted to dealing with the individuals that they got to deal with on a daily basis.